Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
He's got so much to get into about what's really happening in Washington, what he thinks Trump needs to do, the way things really work there, the fact that Trump's only gotten people in one deep.
And some of these observations are made based upon my experience during the transition from Jimmy Carter to Ronald Reagan in 1980. Personnel is policy. And as you pointed out, Alex, it's critical that you have your team in. That's the way that politics works. You have elections, new people with new ideas come in. At present, we have really only a handful of Trump-appointed officials running key agencies at the Department of Defense, Department of State, at the Justice Department. The others are either vacant or they're Obama holdovers. And you can't have a changing ship of state with only a few hands when you're running a $4.3 trillion enterprise. It's got over 2 million federal employees, more than 2 million federal contractors, with a handful. There's too much going on in order to take control of the policy, and I think that's why there's been so many distractions. So the first thing I would recommend that the president consider is filling many of the positions at the second and third tier levels, the Department of Justice, which is critical. Judge Napolitano, I would suggest, would make a splendid deputy attorney general.
What if the widely perceived differences between the two parties was just an illusion? What if the heart of the government policy remains the same no matter who's in the White House? What if the heart of government policy remains the same no matter what the people want? What if those vaunted differences between Democrat and Republican were actually just minor disagreements? What if both parties just want power and are willing to have young people fight meaningless wars in order to enhance that power?
Jonathan Turley, a professor at George Washington University, head Office of Legal Counsel.
National sovereignty has a meaning. It's not just human rights. It has a meaning that brings stability to our world. We become the judge and jury of people all around the world. We just kill them because we are America. And we give no thought at all of what happens when China and Russia and Iran make the same claims. It's not just willfully blind. It's self-destructive. I am sure that my children will live to see the day when people start taking out targets on the U.S. soil.
Richard Epstein, a University of Chicago professor, very much devoted to property rights, Solicitor General.
I am, in effect, a kind of an old-line classical liberal, and the basic propositions that somebody of my particular persuasions believe can be summarized relatively simply if you ignore some of the inevitable complications. And the first of them is that you tend to believe in limited government, in which discretion is regarded as a necessary evil rather than some kind of a welcome good.
Tom Campbell, former Republican congressman, Associate Attorney General.
How much of the TARP money actually went to purchase mortgage-backed securities? None. Instead, the money went to purchase stock. Now, I promised to say why I thought the expenditure was harmful economically, morally, and internationally. Let me speak about morally. We use the money and our children pay it back. I don't know anything more immoral than that. The tradition is that we make the world better for our children, not that we spend their money. And yet that's what we're doing. That's why I call it a moral issue. If you use that money to defeat Nazis and fascists and the Imperial Japanese Army, yes, then you're handing your children something well worth incurring the debt. But what we did was to use that expenditure in order to buy re-election.
These are the kinds of names that have to be gotten in place very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting firefights every single day because you're going to be dealing with people who are not yours. They're not loyal to you. They're holdovers, and they don't have any incentive for your administration to succeed. Because it doesn't work like business. In government, oftentimes 2 + 2 is 5, or it's 3. And so you need people with different backgrounds and different expertise than those who can bring in profits in business. And that means that people, I mean, I've been in Washington almost 50 years. You know, deal with circles of people, you build up names, people you trust, their judgment. From those lists, you then compile, all right, we think these are the slots that could be filled.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.